more red blood cells. We do have white blood cells, but there really are not a lot of them, and we make more white blood cells when we need them. So there's a certain amount that's always in the blood or that kind of hangs out in various places, but we make more white blood cells if there's like a bacterial or viral infection or whatever the case may be. All right, so this is really quite straightforward. The red blood cells are all of these little cells. They're all uniform. They don't have a nuclei. That's why they're called pseudocells. Every 120 days or so, we make more red blood cells. They die. We break them up. We reuse all the composite parts, and yay. And we'll talk a little bit about that when we talk about bones, because it's predominantly the long bones, and the spongy part of the red bone marrow. Well, in the spongy bone where there's red bone marrow is where red blood cells are made. So it's awesome. Okay, now with that being said, you might say, well, what's the purple thing? The purple thing is the white blood cell. We're going to go into detail in A&P2 what they are. You're going to be able to look at those and you're going to say, I know what that is. That's a eosinophil, and it looks like a basophil to me. So, but it doesn't matter. All you have to know today is white blood cell. And based on the fact that most of except for the adipose tissue, connective tissue, most of our ground substance is actually going to be something that doesn't pick up a stain, right? So it's kind of the area in between these cells and whatnot. But in the case of blood, we don't call it ground substance. So they're flipping it up a little bit, and they want you to name the ground substance. It is plasma. But again, probably the most intuitive, because most of you are familiar with red blood cells, white blood cells, and plasma. Again, any of the spaces in between the red blood cells or any of the cells, we're going to call plasma. It does not pick up a stain. All right, so are you guys ready? What is that? Go, go, go. Page 40, number 10. White blood, it is red blood cell, I'm sorry. Sorry, no, you're right, it's red blood cell. I just looked at it. Oh, but I read white blood cell. That was my problem. Sorry. I looked and then I read something. All right. It is red blood cells. Yes. That's it. Great. Now, what is shocking to no one? That. White blood cell. Now, I want you to say white blood cell. If you just put WBC, I cannot give you points, right? So it's got to be white blood cell. Awesome. And then let's do this last one here, which is very straightforward because it's the only thing we have left. What is this? That? What is that? Yes, you guys are funny. Plasma, plasma, plasma. Good job. That's it. So very straightforward. So if we ask for the tissue type, you're going to tell me blood. Now, in these, we can ask, let me just make sure here, under page 48. Hold on. Yes, you should know, guys. Listen to this. Remember, on page 48, which is where this lab drawing information is found for the midterm, you still need to use page 40, right? For each of these tissues, you should be able to state where it is found and why it is found there. Very simply. Like, we're not asking for, like, where is it found? It's found in arteries and veins, right? Why is it found there? Because this is what, this is the system of transport for blood. Boom, right? You're done. So just keep aware of that, okay? Make sure you're staying on top of that. And for almost all of these, you have to know their function anyway for lecture. So knock it out. Knock that out. Don't lose points in lecture and then lose points on the midterm. That's too sad. All right, awesome. Yes, Melinda.
So then on everything we're studying on like page 30, on page 40, and then later the other page we looked at too, we need to, on the midterm, like you'll present us a slide, we say what type it is. So is it, for example, hyaline cartilage, and then label all of the pieces ourselves. Like you're not going to have a list of what you want us to label.
No. Okay, so first of all, the way we do this is you're going to get a picture, and we're going to ask, the question might be, what is this tissue? You're going to say blood. There could be an arrow, just like I've been putting the arrows in here, right? And then we can say, that's not a good one. And then the question might be, what cell is this? Or what is this? And you have to say red blood cell. right? So you're going to get one question on the picture, and you may get a follow-up question, like where do you find this tissue? But there is absolutely no word bank. There's no options. It's all written from your memory with spelling counts.
I was just thinking, is it going to be like, here's a slide, tell me what it is. So say it's simple squamous and name all of its parts, and then we name it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot this one, or...
Yep, no, we don't do that. There's one question per slide. So, for example, this would be tissue. If I asked for the white blood cell, it would be white blood cell. And I would point to it. So I would say, what is this cell, or what is this? So we wouldn't say, what are all the things in here? No. We would just point to it. Yeah, exactly. No, it's good to ask because you don't, like, it's hard because you don't know what to expect.
I was thinking, am I going to forget one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it really is that straightforward, but it's associated with the lists. So don't do more than the list because the list is a lot. I know. It's okay. You guys can do it, right? You're doing it today. Now, yes, you have the help of your book, but again, you gotta work these flashcards. Get these into flashcards and do it with no, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, hold on, I got a cough. Okay, so that's it. Okie. So again, guys, just a reminder. It says it all on the getting ready for the midterm, but just keep in mind, if it says, like, make sure you're reading everything under getting ready for the lab midterm, like, because it'll say things like, for each of these tissues, you should be able to state, right? So make sure you're looking at that as well. That's what I call a follow-up question, right? We can show you a picture, and we can ask, where is this tissue found, right? We're not asking for the tissue name, where you have to know it in order to tell me where is it found. Okay, does that make sense? So don't forget these other things. Obviously, I'm focusing on the pictures here because, quite frankly, it's the vast majority of your test, and everything else you can do on your own easily, right? Functions and location, that's easy to add when you're studying, but I just want to focus on the things that we can be more successful at here. All right, so let's go back here before we move on. All right, so what is A? Go.
Red blood cells.
What is A? Red blood cells, red blood cells, red blood cells. Exactly. Good. Now, what's B? White blood cells, white blood cells, white blood cells. Awesome. Good. Now, what is C? Plasma, 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 plasma. Exactly. Got it, guys? Now, drop these suckers into flashcards. Everything you need for lecture. Definitely epithelial and connective tissue, which we're doing now. Drop them all in there because connective tissue for a lecture, you have to know the cells that are in there, the matrix, which is the ground substance, and the tissue and the fiber type. Where is it found and what is its function? Now, guess what? You have to know the function for lab. Knock it out for lecture. Don't get it knocked out and then just review it, right? Make sure you study the crap out of that lecture test, like the crap. Put it together so that you're working towards the midterm too. All right, now this is hyaline cartilage. So again, just go on Blackboard and look for the images there. Also look for the images on Soft Chalk. So if you can't find them on Blackboard under lessons, under the images, go on Soft Chalk in the lessons themselves. This is hyaline cartilage. These are cells. They're called chondrocytes. Chondro has to do with hyaline, and it looks like little kind of black-eyed peas. Right, they have and they're not close together, right? These are not epithelial cells, they're not packed. Now, it is true adipocytes are close together because they're insulation. So it's like when you insulate a house, you shove the space between the wall, you shove out with insulation. Anyway, so here these cells are called chondrocytes. Chondro means it's a cartilage. Hyaline cartilage is the most abundant type of cartilage we have in the body, right? We've got the hyaline cartilage, the elastic cartilage, and the fibrocartilage. So here, we only ask for the hyaline cartilage in this class, right? Be familiar with all three types for lecture. This is a reminder. All right, so the chondrocyte are simply any of these cells. Now, what we're gonna do for the chondrocyte is we're gonna focus on the nucleus here because it gets a little weird with the labeling. So we're gonna focus on the nuclei, just like we saw with fibroblast, right? You can't see the cell membrane, it's just the nuclei. So here, this is going to be for the chondrocyte. Chondro, cartilage, cyte, cell. Now, the next thing, they want this separate, so it's always a little janky. This is how you think of this called lacuna. The lacuna is basically the white stuff here that the nuclei sits in. That's what the college goes with. So I don't argue with them. I'm like, whatever. If you're going with the white space, I will teach my students white space. I don't care, right? So again, the chondrocyte, we're just going to focus on that nucleus for the chondrocyte. Don't call it a nucleus. It is, but if you look there, there's no nucleus labeling under hyaline cartilage. So you want to call that the chondrocyte. So the lacuna, which is technically just a watery space that the chondrocyte sits in, we're going to go with the white space. Why? Because that's what the college does. So the lacuna, which they want labeled separately, is the white space. Christiana, do you have a question?
Sorry. Is one of the is the hyaline cartilage, is that a picture on page 45 or no?
It is. So if you look at page 45 and you go to the top of the page, to the left is the hyaline cartilage. This one is just staying really, really dark. And if you actually
because the one in the book, I can't tell it's the same as what you're talking about.
I know. And the thing is, if you look really carefully, look for the white parts, you can kind of see the nucleus on the inside of it. But if you kind of have to look closely for the dark part in the middle. And then this one just stained darker as well. So yeah.
Okay. So the white part was the chondrocyte.
So the way that the college does it is the nucleus is going to be the chondrocyte. The white space around it is called the lacuna. So nucleus, chondrocyte, white space, lacuna.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know. I wish they would do what they did for the compact bone, where they have something called osteocyte in lacuna. I would love that, but they don't. They are labeling this separately. So the chondrocyte.
So for the test,
Yeah.
I'm guessing it wouldn't be this extremely horrible picture that's in the book.
Yes, because I'm going to look at the test before you guys get it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So if there's a janky pic, I'll be like, hey, try this one. You know? But they're really quite good. They're really quite good at it. But again, like I said, I'm going to take a look at it to make sure there's no janky pictures. All right. Tanya, go for it.
And so just to clarify, it was the same with the fibroblast in the area.
Yes, it's the same idea that the fibroblast, we're just looking at the nuclear areolar connective tissue and calling it fibroblast. We're looking at the nuclei in the chondrocyte and calling it a chondrocyte. Because it is, but this is just being clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, they're going to be good. Oh, you're welcome, Tanya. No, the tests are going to be good, guys. I mean, because, again, we get the test ahead of time, and they're like, how does it look to you? And so I'm going to make sure that I go through, and I'm like, this is good. So, yeah, but normally they're quite good, and even in lab. But even when we do lab, I always go in a little bit early, and I make sure that all the images are really nice. So I've never had a problem. We've never had a problem. We really take it very seriously that you don't get some sort of janky thing. So, all right, awesome. Are the pictures in the histology guide used in the test? Yeah, they might be. They might be because they take those pictures themselves. They don't get it from anywhere. They actually take pictures from. I think they use our super duper awesome. We've got like this cool microscope that we can take pictures from. So I'm pretty sure it's actually from our images. So yeah, I can't say for sure though. All right. So with that being said, we can kind of reduce any type of confusion by focusing on that. And then lastly, we have ground substance. So obviously anything between the cells, right? It's going to be the ground substance. Ground substance here for hyaline cartilage is going to be chondroitin or glucosamine. So usually chondroitin is what you think about because chondro, right? Chondro, chondrocyte, cartilage, chondroitin. Okay? So make sure that you're learning that for lecture. So obviously here, we just want to know ground substance. But we want to know chondroitin as an example of the ground substance in your lecture test. Okay? So get on those flashcards, people. Boom, boom, boom. I know what this is. I know what it looks like. I know where it is found. I know what it does. And I know what the cells are here. Now, by studying this, you're studying for lecture, right? Because you got to find a chondrocyte. So on lecture, you can, if it's like, what's a cell in hyaline cartilage? You're like, chondrocyte. Boom. And then you're like, what's a cell in adipose tissue? Adipocyte, right? How do you spell that? Austin would kill you Somebody help me before I lose my mind. Somebody do it. Somebody help Austin before I lose my mind. Why am I losing it, people? Why am I losing my mind right now? Thank you, Tara Lynn. So, Austin, I'm losing my mind because everything is in this book. I go over this book, like, everything. I literally tell you every time, page 40, number 11, and it's right there. Was he joking? Okay, good. Thank you for bringing me back, Tara Lynn, because I literally almost lost my mind. Okay, maybe you guys shouldn't joke with the. maybe you shouldn't joke about the lab manual with your lab instructor. Sorry, Austin, but I seriously almost lost my mind. Yeah, Tara Lynn, you would, because you don't have to worry about people not following the book. You just have to worry about yourself. All right, guys. Oh, back to this awesomeness. All right, are you ready? Page 40, number 11, under connected. Yes, student humor and instructor humor are very different. Oh. See, now you're gonna like push me to drink. I'm gonna have to go buy something. Anyway, okay, ready, guys? Here we go. Let's do this. So, what is this in this particular tissue? Go. Chondrocyte. Tanya, you're the only one. Everybody else is like, I'm done.
Wait, how?
Because okay. Okay. Now, for the possibly sixth time, look at number 11. Under
Sorry,
hyoid
I'm a
cartilage.
slow learner. I'm slow.
It's okay. Well, you're not slow. Now, look under number 11. Do you see any nucleus under that line? Do you see any nucleus in that list?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Do you have the manual in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Turn to page 40.
Okay, hold on. I'm moving. Hold on.
Okay. Turn to page 40.
Okay.
Okay. Now, every time we come to class, you've got to listen to what I say. So, page 40. Now, go up to connective tissue number 11. Okay? Hyoid cartilage. Okay? Now, that's why it's so important. I mean, even though I'm super redundant. Yes! So, does that
I'm a little slow, okay?
No,
I'm sorry.
you're not, Jensen. You are not slow. I refuse to accept that. But you see what I'm saying? So, is that the nucleus? Yes, ma'am. Is that what we're asking? No, ma'am. What are we asking? Page 40, number 11, over, you see three things. Chondrocyte. Now, the reason why, especially this, is because of the next question. Ready, guys? So, Jensen, tell me right now, what am I pointing to right there? Tell me what that is based on that list right there. What is that? Yes, that's what I want. Now, you gotta practice spelling that, or you're gonna lose points. And that's kind of a crapper to spell. So regardless of who you are, go ahead.
Another word for like nucleus for cartilage.
Okay, now this is why. So it's not. It absolutely. So the nucleus is part of the cell. So it's not wrong to say, what is this? Oh, this is a cell. But the reason why we have to do this is because of the next thing. Now, everybody listen to this. What they want in the hyaline cartilage is also called the lacuna. But the lacuna is the white part here. So I have to point to the nucleus so you know I'm not pointing to this. This is called the lacuna. Do you guys see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, when I point to the nucleus, yes, it's the nucleus of the chondrocyte, yes. But don't tell me nucleus, just tell me chondrocyte. Because the next thing I want from you is this white space. The white space is the lacuna. Exactly. So that's why I'm making that distinction. The nucleus is absolutely the cell. So it's part of the cell, so it's right, it's correct. But because that white part is something different, they want you to call it the lacuna. That's why I want you to know the difference. And that's why, Jensen, this is why This is why. So it's good that you ask, but this is why when I go back to this book and I'm like, page 40, number 10, you've got to follow exactly what I say, exactly everything along. Because on the test, if you were to tell me that's a nucleus, I won't give you the point. Why? Because under hyaline cartilage, there's only three things we want: chondrocyte, lacuna, or ground substance.
Okay, I marked it in my book.
Good. Follow along. Keep the book open. This is your.
I have it.
Okay, good. Keep it open and follow along. All right, good job. So everybody can see what I'm saying here, especially when things can be confusing, right? For example, like the adipocyte and the fat vacuole. If I point to the inside of the adipocyte and say adipocyte, you could be like, wait, does she want fat vacuole or does she want the adipocyte? So I'm trying to give you the clearest, simplest, most straightforward explanation so you guys can get this done. All right, guys, we're good? Follow me. You gotta trust me. You just gotta trust me. That's why if you're here answering questions, you know what I want because it's in the book. If you're not answering questions, you leave yourself open to a lot of confusion that's not necessary. But again, you're an adult. I cannot make you participate. All right, ready, guys? Here we go. What is this? Go. Look on page 40, number 11. It's only one of three things. It is the... Uh-oh, guys. Is it ground tissue or is it ground substance? Ground substance. Awesome. Good job, guys. Now we all know why I'm so annoying about this, right? Everybody participating is going to be able to go in and get their epithelial assignment done, their connective assignment done, and then they're going to study and you're going to get your points. If you have to figure this all out on your own, it's possible, but it's easy to confuse. So stay with me and be engaged. Okay, guys? Shannon, turn that. I'm going to turn my own hand around and slap you. It's a gentle slap. It's a love slap. A tap. Slap, tap. All right, guys. Ready? Let's keep going. And you can do it. Exactly. You can do it. Slap. All right, Gloria, you win. You win comment of the night. All right, guys. People, stay focused. Stay focused. Hyaline cartilage. Now, this is what I would consider a slightly janky image, right? Although technically it is hyaline cartilage. This is more like what you would see. So again, go into the Blackboard images, get everything there. If not there, go into the soft chalk, okay? Slightly. Oh, when I said janky? Uber janky. Okay, yes. More Uber than slight. Janky. Okay, I don't even know why this is a thing, so we're going to keep going. All right, so it does, doesn't it? Okay, now based on what you know, what do you think A is? Page 40, number 11. Exactly. What? Yes. Woo. So I don't want people to confuse, like, oh, is that the chondrocyte? That's the lacuna. Like Hakuna Matata. Lacuna. Oh, God. I've officially lost it for the evening. All right, what's B? Go. And if people are wondering, what are they writing? Again, page 40, number 11. There are three things you have to know with the tissue. Now, guys, of course, you have to know that this is hyaline cartilage, right? I don't want you to forget that. Because we can show you a picture and say, what tissue is this? And you're going to say, in this case, hyaline cartilage. Don't write janky hyaline cartilage. That wouldn't be okay. All right. Good job, people. Okay, here we go. We're going back. So everyone please go to page 40, number 9, under connective tissue. All right, guys? We're going to do the dense regular. Again, I don't know. I should probably fix this slide deck at some point, but I'm okay. So, dense regular connective tissue. Now, dense regular connective tissue, like we saw in class. So, again, with connective tissue, we have two proper types of connective tissue groups. groups. We've got loose connective tissue, which is adipocytes, areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue, areolar connective tissue, and then reticular connective tissue. Okay, for dense connective tissue, we have dense regular, dense irregular, and then we have elastic. And then we have elastic connective tissue. Now, notice that in our book for lab, all we want for the dense connective tissue is dense regular. So we don't have to worry about comparing and contrasting dense irregular, although you need to know it for lecture. For lab, we want you to know dense regular connective tissue. So in this case, they're all these lovely parallel tissues here. Okay, they're all in the same direction. So they're not all over the place, right? You don't see this type of business like we saw with areolar connective tissue, right? Add a couple cells in there, boom, I just drew you areolar connective tissue, and that is beautiful. That's not what we're looking at here, right? And that's why areolar is called loose connective tissue. Adipose connective tissue is called loose, although technically it's kind of jammed together. Here, dense means the opposite of loose, right? It's very packed together. Not like the cells of epithelial. We're not talking about cell-to-cell packaging. We're talking about these fibers are very close together, okay? And it's regular because, again, we're not comparing irregular here, so we don't have to worry about it for this. They're all very, it's all parallel like this. So I don't have one here and one here. It's very regular, okay? So what you see here, we're only labeling two things. One of the things we're labeling are collagen fibers, and the other thing is, everybody ready? Nuclei of fibroblasts. So now they're like, ha-ha, I don't want you to just call it fibroblasts. I want you to call it nuclei of fibroblasts. Why? I don't know. Tricky. I know, Melinda. Tricky. What it is not is it is definitely not a nucleus. And if you're like, wait, what is she talking about? Everybody show me some nuclei. Point to a nuclei. Yes. Dark purple circles. Looking like circles. Very good. Circles, dark purple ovals. They love making our lives listen, no comment. All I know is just remember it like that. All right, awesome. All right, so that's it. You guys know what we're talking about. Now, in this case, there's only two things they want. If the nuclei are those circles, what is everything else? What is everything else? If the nuclei are the dark purple things, what's everything else? Collagen fibers. So these collagen fibers are very different looking than the areolar, right? We got them kind of like looking like ribbons. All the pink here, that's all collagen fiber. That's it. We don't have any ground substance here, right? We're not going to talk about ground substance here because we can't really make much out. That's an interesting collagen fiber spelling. Fiberts. Spell it correctly, guys. I need you guys to get your points. All right, are you ready? What is this as per the labeling in the book? Go. What is that? What is that? Go. We are under number 9, page 40, dense regular tissue. That is nuclei of fibroblasts. Spell it right, people. Spell it right. Not just fibroblasts. You got to say the whole thing. Nuclei of fibroblasts. How do I know? Because I'm staring at it intently in my book. And that's how I grade. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say, oh, you did it right. Oh, you did it wrong. And that's it. There's going to be no questions asked. All right. Good. Now, are you ready? What is this? Let me make sure I get a good one. What is that? There's no purple circle oval. Collagen fibers. That's amazing. Woo-woo. Awesome. That's it, right? That's it. So, if you have this tissue, then, again, that's kind of janky. Hold on, let's see if I have a better one. Okay, what tissue is this? This is a great question. You have a beautiful picture, it's so lovely, and then the question is, what tissue is this? What are you going to say? What are you going to type out on your computer? Dense regular tissue. So, guys, I know it is dense regular connective tissue, yes, but just literally just go with what it says. What does it say? Dense regular tissue. How do do I know that? Page 40, number 9, under connective tissue. So that's why, like, I don't want to think about it. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to think about it. Oh, do I need to add that? If it's not in there, don't do it. That's it, right? And then I'm going to ask you on a test. It'll be, well, I'm not, because I don't put the test together. I'm just going to make sure it's good. Something like this, there'll be an arrow, right? Because we got to point to stuff. And then I might say, forget it. What is the arrow? What is this? For example, what is this? Collagen fibers. So you got to know that this is dense regular tissue. And then you know, oh, it's either collagen fibers or nuclei of fibroblasts. Okay? Awesome. Now, fibroblasts make collagen fibers, they make reticular fibers, and they make elastic fibers. So fibroblasts are really important. And that's why you see them everywhere here. Super dense fibroblasts. Which, that's not it. That was just a collagen fiber. All right. Good. You did it. Now, let's keep going and knock out connective tissue. Okay, guys? So, just so that you know where we are, I'm looking back at my handy-dandy calendar, which you should all have available every time we meet. Today is February the 5th. I don't know. Listen, I showed up on time. That's all you're getting from me. So the people on vacation, I'm glad you know what day it is today. Sorry, that was slightly bitter. I dislike myself when I'm not bitter. I'm just anyway. So Friday, February 5th, what we were supposed to cover today is exercise 7, which is epithelial tissue. So we finished that, and we're gonna finish the connective tissue for next week. So we're still ahead, which is great. Oh, Kristen, you're still with us. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna pull over, get my hotel room. Oh, I hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm terrified. Me and COVID. Nope, not a thing. Not a thing. So let's go get vaccinated. All right, if we can ever get vaccinations. All right, anyway, so you're all good, and take care. Hope you feel better. All right, good job, guys. So this is an arrow. Tell me what this is. So this is like a test question, right? You got a picture. You got to know what it is. Yeah, luckily mine was a monkey. Oh, I'm so glad. Good. Yes, Autumn. Nuclei of fibroblasts. Good job. How do I know that? How come I can't just say nuclei? Because it doesn't say that. It says nuclei of fibroblasts. I'm not going to give you a point unless you give me what is in the book. All right, awesome, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap this up with compact bone because we're ahead, and this is great. That means right now, once you finish the mitosis assignment, which I feel like just knock it out, guys. Just get it done and submit it, and then get a jump on the epithelium. You might as well, right? So this is the last connective tissue type we have, which is great. So exactly, it does. It looks like tree stumps. It's exactly right. So I'm gonna talk about this first. So sit back, let it wash over you, and then we're gonna go into details. Okay? I know, but I'm gonna take it step by step. So just follow me first, okay, guys? Just follow me first. So the first thing that you see are, as people have mentioned, the tree stumps, right? Each of these tree stump looking things is a unit of very tough. It's a unit of the connective tissue, right? So we call this the osteon. Okay? So it looks just like we've got these little concentric circles going through, right? That is called the osteon, the whole unit. And we have a bunch of these together, and that's what forms the strength of the compact bone, right? So that's good. We knocked out one thing. All of them, the whole circle is called osteon. Boom, we're done. So let's do something that's equally easy, I think. Let's jump to the very middle. The very middle part, which stains black, but sometimes it's white, guys. Just be aware, right? But it's always this part in the middle. This part in the middle of the osteon is called the Haversian canal. Exactly. Now, notice that on page 40, please, for the love of Pete, follow me here, people. Page 40, number 12, compact bone. You'll see as you move over, structures that must be labeled, right? That also must be learned. You see something called the Haversian canal. That's what it is. Spell it just like you see here. Now, is it also called the central canal? Yes, it is. Are you allowed to write central canal? No, you're not. Okay? If you're like, but Miss Nikolic, and I'm gonna be like, page 40, student that doesn't listen to me. So make sure that you just follow along with Austin. Are you trying to make up for it? You're like, no joking with a slightly unstable lab instructor. You know what, Austin? I don't have to know you. I feel like I already know you. Like, I feel like I could picture you without knowing anything about your physical features. I could picture you as a 5-year-old. I feel like I could do that. slap them with. I get that. Yeah, I feel like I do. I feel like we could transport ourselves, and I'd be like, "That's Austin, the one over there, getting slapped by one of his classmates in kindergarten." Stop. Yeah, I'm gonna start slapping people. You're all gonna get awards. I'm gonna be making like slap them silly awards. I think I might do that actually. I'm not gonna give you like something special. It's just gonna be like, you get a slap manual award. Anyway, back to the real work of this particular slide, which is the compact bone. All right, so what have we done so far? We've knocked out 2 easy things right off the bat. But guys, you must write out the spelling. Osteon, not bad. Haversian canal, not great. Chondrocyte, okay, right? So you have to be writing out this because we will also, the question is not multiple choice. You have to write it out, and the spelling counts. So that should be part of your studying as well. All right, so Haversian canal. So great, we've knocked out 2 of these 5 things. Yeah, most likely it will be bracketed. Excuse me. So most likely something like this, where you would get the whole thing bracketed. Like that. Make sense? I mean, it could be circled. I don't know that I've ever seen it circled. Yeah, it could be. So, I mean, theoretically, we could get something like this. What is this? I just don't know that I've ever seen it. Now, keep in mind, we haven't been doing online labs forever. So, I think pretty much it's going to go this way. Either way, it'll be very, very clear. Yep. Okay, awesome. So that's the osteon. Middle of each of the osteons is called the Haversian canal. In lecture, they may use the central canal, but here we want Haversian. Awesome. Now, we're going to move to an illustration, okay? Because it gets super janky, super fast. So I want to take you through this step by step, okay? There's really only 3 things that we're going to talk about, but I want to be really clear, and then we're going to move back to the slide. Remember, we don't show, first of all, we never show pictures. We almost never show an illustration. We're always going to show an actual model or an actual slide. So a picture like this is not something you would get on the midterm. It's just something I want to show you to ease you into this, okay? So what you see here is a piece of compact bone, because the compact bone has these concentric type looking things that go inward, like circles that go smaller and smaller. Those circles are this area here. Okay? So let me do that again. This is an osteon. You can this is an osteon. You can kind of make it out, right? And then here, there's these little black dots that go in like this smaller and smaller circle pattern, right? We call those concentric circles because they go, you can think either bigger to smaller or smaller to bigger. Those concentric circle things are these here. Okay? That's what they are. Please focus on this so that you see what's happening here. There is a layer of these cells, which is exactly what they are, and then there's something else between it. Oh, I just erased it. Dang. Sorry about that, guys. All right, back to this. So smaller, these circles that goes kind of smaller in like that, that's this area here, okay? So you see that that you've got these layers of cells, which is exactly what you see here. These are cells, right? And then you have space, not space. And then you've got stuff between those circular layers. Okay, does everyone see what I'm doing here? So basically it goes red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Okay? That's exactly what we see here. The blue in this red, blue, red, blue, red, blue are the cells of the bone. And they are called osteocytes. That's an osteocyte. Now it goes all the way down, but we can't see that. Osteocyte, 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 osteocyte. So guys, what do you think these black oval things are here that go all the way around? What do you think those bad boys are? Black, 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 all the way around. Exactly. They are the nuclei of the osteocytes. Okay? So we call that, shockingly, osteocyte in lacuna. You cannot see the lacuna. Don't ask about it. We just know they're sitting in it. Okay? You can see the lacuna with the chondrocyte, but not with the osteocyte. So all of those nuclei that make that circle, the circle that gets smaller and smaller and smaller, all of those black dots, those black ovals, are the osteocytes in lacuna. We good? Now, remember I talked about the red part in between them, right? It's red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Well, between them is a red part that's called lamella. Lamella, 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 lamella. Now, I think lamellae is plural, so just stick with what's in the book just to make it easy for yourself. So lamella, lamella. Now, this is the hard matrix part where the calcium sits in the lamella. So that means I have these circles that are alternating. That looks like this. Lamella, osteocytes in lacuna. Lamella, osteocytes in lacuna. Lamella, osteocytes in lacuna. And then we have lamella. Okay, guys? So, if I point to this, guys, if I can do it, if I point to this, what is it? I know, exactly. That's all you gotta do. It's crazy until you break it down, break it down, break it down. Hold on, guys. Look what I'm pointing to. Black oval. Black oval, black oval, black oval. Osteocyte. Because that's the nuclei, right? Black oval, black oval, black oval. Anywhere around there, not in the middle. Not this thing here. That's right. Osteocyte in lacuna, right? This part here, these guys here. All right. Now, with that being said, what if I show you this? Hold on. No, I want to draw it. Hold on, guys. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I have like zero control here. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'll do it here. This is it. There. What about this area here? I'm bracketing an area. I'm not focusing on the black dots. What is that area? Yes. Between the dots are lamella. Between the dots are lamella. And the dots, the oval, are the osteocyte in lacuna. That's what I want. Okay? Now, there's one more thing. There's something called canaliculi. The canaliculi are the lines that actually go in this direction. So you see how these like weird little lines going this way? And they're everywhere. Do you guys see those lines? Often they come off of the nuclei. Those are canaliculi. So they're not actually in this direction. They go in this direction. Here, like that. Okay, looks like an eye. It does. A bloodshot eye with a canaliculi. It's like we all feel right now. I'm so disturbed. Sorry. Let it go, people. Let it go. All right. Oh, you don't see the canaliculi? It's again, it's little thin lines here. wherever there's little lines, and they go in towards this way. They go across the osteocytes and across the lamella. Yes, like little cracks. Yeah, it does look like an iris, actually. It does, actually. All right. So, with that being said, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Diamond is seriously losing it, guys. Austin, stop it. I was kidding. We're just gonna blame Austin. That happened to you a lot, didn't it? I feel like that happened a lot too. It was Austin. He did it. I know. Sorry, but you know I'm right. I called it. All right, guys, focused. We are focused, like laser focused people. All right, with that being said, are you ready? Let's get this done. Let's start with the easiest parts here. First question. What is this? It's the whole area bracketed there. Osteon, the whole thing, right? And again, if you're just kind of coming in now, which makes me sad for you, that's the osteon. Okay? Can you see it now? Sinwana, can you see it now? Yes? No? Okay, here. Ready? Okay, I'm gonna let you circle it. Can you circle what looks like yes. Use the pencil. Choose a color that's darker, maybe blue. Use the pencil and choose blue or whatever color you want. And then give me a circle. Even if you have it wrong, it doesn't matter. I just want you to get it. Sedwana, go ahead and circle that for me. I want you to, yes, but you know what? That one's slightly janky. Do something much easier, like this one here. Circle that one there, where it's really clear what you're looking at. Oh, it's not letting you draw? I'm sorry, because I saw a little bit here. All right, watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to see it. Okay, I'm going to use red. Watch me circle it. Now, Sinwana, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time looking at it, because if you don't see it, it's simply a pattern recognition thing. Do you see what I'm doing here? That's an osteon. Okay? This one is 1, 2, but it looks like it's a little janky looking. Got it? Good. Yes, good. But what happens is I can see it easily because I've been looking at it forever, right? For you guys, you can't. Some people are very good at spotting these things. Just make sure you're spending a little bit of time on it so you can quickly differentiate it. Yes, whoever put that white bracket, absolutely correct. Now, what's that called? Page 40, number 12. Osteon. Yep, watch your spelling, guys. All right, are you ready? What is this? All right, guys, what is that? Haversian canal. So knock out the easiest stuff first, right? Because, we can ask that. And it's like, boom, I got that. And obviously you want to do everything else. Awesome, that's what I want. Now, remember everything else we talked about. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Hold on. Okay, are you ready? What is oh my gosh, I'm the worst. Hold on. The worst. I've tried like 4 times. I need a mouse. Okay, what is that? Osteocyte in lacuna. Awesome. So the top part that looks, hold on. So for the top part that looks white, is that a Haversian canal as well? Yeah, it is. It would be. Yep, it would be a Haversian canal. All right, osteo. Wow, my brain. All right, guys, awesome. Remember, all of those concentric circles, the black ovals there, they're nuclei, osteocytes. Osteocyte in lacuna. How do you know? Page 40, number 12, over. Don't tell me osteocyte alone. I can't give you your full points. Don't tell me lacuna. I got to hear osteocyte. Right, osteocyte lacuna. Awesome. All right, guys, are you ready? Okay, I'm like seriously trying here. Okay, see what I'm doing here? See what I'm doing? Bracketing, 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 bracketing. Lamella, lamella, lamella. That part there, not canaliculi, guys, because it goes like this. It goes Haversian canal, and then it goes osteocytes in lamella, and then osteocytes in lacuna, and then lamella, osteocytes in lacuna, and then lamella, osteocytes in lacuna, and then lamella. Awesome, that's it. And then one more. This gets a little tricky, so this is where we're going to point to something as opposed to bracket it. We bracket the lamella, okay, guys? Let me find a good example. That's a good example. Okay, what is this? Oh my gosh, honestly. Oh, Lord. I need to work my computer. There, what is that? Not an osteocyte, not an osteocyte. Canaliculi, canaliculi. Awesome. You guys got it? That's it. Awesome, 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 awesome. Great job. Very, very good. Awesome. Okay. That's it. Jensen, go for it.
Okay, so in my book, I have them labeled. Like for the canal, I said the middle thing. For the lacuna, I said the black dot. And then for the
Now
other
remember,
seaward-
osteocyte in lacuna. But yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the C word, I put lines and then I drew them out. And
Yep.
then for the lamella,
Mm-hmm.
at the other picture that you had up, it was bracketing the white part, and I put white down, but I wanted to double check to see if that was like okay with you.
So in this picture that you have on page 45, if you're labeling that, it doesn't really look very white. What you want to do is you want to find two osteocytes, two black dots, one that's on an inner circle and one that's on the outer circle. Between those two dots is what we would bracket and call the lamella.
So would I put like between the lacunas?
Yes, between the lacuna, you would find the lamella. Exactly.
Okay.
Just make sure you don't confuse it with the canaliculi, which goes that way. So between means like this. I shade it. That's between. That's between. So just find yourself two dots, two osteocytes, and between them, that's the lamella. That make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Good question. And good, it's good to write it down because then you can have this to reference. So everyone, just so that in case you don't know, these pictures or similar pictures are on page 45 and obviously on page 44 for the other connective tissues. So you can kind of be labeling that in your own book as well, and that will help you. So the canaliculi are so it depends on how you define the iris, right? So they're the little lines that go like this, that go this way, across. They're the ones that go from the Haversian canal out. So they're not going around in a circle, they're going across the circle from the Haversian canal out. Yep. Samantha, did that work for you? All right. Gloria, go for it. Yeah, like wagon wheel spokes. That's not bad. That's good. Yeah, spelling it would be great. Go ahead, Gloria.
So, how would they label that like on a test? Because the caniculi are really, really light.
Yes. Okay. So basically, how we do it is like this. So we'd want to get the very clear stuff labeled very clearly. In other words, Haversian canal, right? And actually, hold on. And I'm going. It seems like I'm going a roundabout way to answer this, but just kind of follow me here. So easy thing, labeling the Haversian canal, right? Easy thing, labeling directly that nuclei, right? See where I'm going with this? Easy thing is bracketing the lamella. So the lamella is where we would bracket that so that you can see it's this distance or it's the space between the osteocyte and lacuna. So that space is bracketed. And then they would point to an area that is not the osteocyte for the canaliculi, like something like this. So the big difference would be we bracket the lamella and show a line for the canaliculi. Does that make sense? So for the osteocyte, directly on the black dot. Lamella, a bracket between two black dots, basically. And then the canaliculi would be the line, but just we would point to it. Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's why I've been super specific about things, so there's no confusion. Because it can be confusing. It's like, wait, are you pointing to the lamella or canaliculi? Well, we want to avoid that by bracketing the lamella, pointing to the canaliculi, while not pointing to the dot, the oval, the osteocyte. Get it, guys? So, again, that's why your questions and asking and just kind of being, this really is the most difficult one, as you can tell. You just got to get the pictures, make sure you're labeling it. Okay? All right. So, let's see. We finished my other class. I mean, I don't want to tie you guys to the same thing, but I finished the same thing in my other class, so I kind of want to stop here if you guys are good with that. We're like great in terms of content. Like, I love how much time we have for this. I mean, I'm super happy with that. I'm just thinking, the only thing we have to do, I feel like we've done a lot and we're ahead. So we have about 20 minutes. Do you guys want to play a quick game of Kahoot if I have it? Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. No. I did. Yeah. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me go back. I definitely. Diamond's like, yeah. Dariel's like, yeah. Okay. So let me answer Diamond's question. No, Diamond, don't worry. You have a question. Answer. No. I know you guys want to go, but I also think, hey, if we can get a little bit of study time in. So Diamond, you're completely good. Okay. Diamond, since you asked the question, I want you to look on page 40. And I want you to look on number 9. Can you please label for me the nuclei of fibroblasts? Because this is a dense regular tissue. Can you please label for me the nuclei of fibroblasts? Yep, that's it. Any of them. Like, you can see they're everywhere. Boom. Pick a purple dot. That's the nuclei of fibroblasts. Awesome. Now, everybody can do this, by the way, but I'd like Diamond because she asked for the specific. So, Diamond, can you please point to or put a line on the collagen fiber? Because remember, those are the only two things we're asking for. But, of course, you need to know the name of the tissue. That's it. Perfect. So that is the thing. Oh, guys, try not to leave because unless I give you guys the okay, you're gonna leave. Like, don't leave early, right? Because unless I dismiss you, then it's not good for your participation grades. So stay until I dismiss you. All right, Jensen, give me a second. So Diamond, yes, you got it. Now, remember, guys, that's what you need to know, but you also have to know, because I don't want you guys to forget about this, right? You also have to, yeah, that was easy. Diamond, that was it. Seriously. Boom, that's it. Now, remember, guys, you also have to know what the tissue name is. I don't want you to forget that. Like, I know it seems silly, but I focus so much on these labels. What is this tissue type called? So I can ask that, of course, right? What is the name of the tissue? Dense regular tissue. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. But I just don't want to make you guys think like you won't. You definitely can be asked just the name of the tissue. Yeah, exactly. Good. Dense regular. Okay, awesome. Does anyone have any specific questions that you want me to go over before I pull up a Kahoot? Oh, Jensen, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so I've been like taking notes in my thing, but I forgot to take notes on the adipose connective tissue and the other A1. Do you mind going back to it real quick?
So I can do adipose, right? Because, I want you to get what you need, but I'm going to have you tell me what things are, okay? So first of all, can you label the fat vacuole? So the fat vacuole is inside the cell. So label that for me. And then everyone else can do it as well. The fat vacuole is just inside the cell. Yep, that's it. Everybody else? Yep, it's nothing. Just the inside of the cell. Right. Now, the difference is we want to know the adipocyte. So we're not going to point to the inside. Guys, where are we going to point for the adipose cell, the adipocyte? We're going to point to the cell membrane. Because remember, We don't ask for the cell membrane here, but we need to make a difference between what's inside the fat vacuole and the outside adipocyte. So I can finish this one, but respectfully, if I've already gone over it, I can answer questions to clarify, but I can't reteach it, right, guys? Like, you gotta stay with me, right? So, and then can you guys show me the nucleus? Remember, dark, flattened at the cell membrane. That's it. That's a perfect one. You guys got, yeah, that's awesome, right? So Jensen, you see that? The dark, flat part, that's the nuclei. Right? Everybody's got it for you right there. Okay? So we're going to have to move over a little bit there. And then the last thing, remember, is the ground substance. Here you can see it's the ground substance in this image is between the cells. Exactly. Perfect, right? You got to do that. So again, I don't mind clarifying, but I really cannot reteach. So we got to stay on top of it and we got to pay attention. It's really important. So that's what I can do because again, you know, I can't be reteaching it. I can answer questions, but reteaching is not something that I'm very keen to do. Okay, that's why we got to stay on top of it. All right, so let me go ahead and we'll just do maybe 10 minutes because that way it meets you halfway. We still we get our time, right? We log in our time, but I can let you go a little bit earlier, so I'll feel better about that. As you can see, if we can get work done, we want to get it done. Okay, give me a second, guys. If you could, on your phone or on your computer, go to www. Oh, hold on. On your phone or on your computer, just in the Google, just put Kahoot. Okay, and you're gonna want to click play. I don't think you need to actually log into the account. Kahoot is this. Sorry, guys. Let me show you. So just for either like for a Google browser or on your phone, just do a search for Kahoot, click on it, and then click on play, and then it should ask for a pin. So if you can do that, just jump in, and I'm gonna get you a pin. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I got a bunch of these. So just a second. Epithelial tissue. Ooh, awesome. We got it. Okay. So, and actually, you don't need me to do this, but I'm going to share the screen with you. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. So click on the pin link, PIN, and I'm going to give you the pin in a second, and I'm going to share with you so you can do the game on your computer or on your phone. And hold on one second. I'm going to share something with you. And I'm going to give you the pin in a second, guys. I just want to share application, share screen, Chrome, my Kahoots, share. All right. I think we got it. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to give you